Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we are going to demystify a massive buzzword that gets thrown around constantly. Yes, we're talking about entrepreneurship. But look, we aren't just going to look at dry theory today. We're actually going to apply these concepts to a real-world, early-stage decision-making scenario. Imagine a nascent clean energy tech venture. We'll use that as our anchor as we explore the psychology behind taking the leap, the specific operating models these founders use, and the massive economic ripple effects they create. So let's dive right in.
Here's a quick look at our roadmap for today. 1. Defining the pursuit. 2. Traits of the mindset. 3. Psychological theories. 4. Four models of entrepreneurship. And finally, number 5. Driving economic growth.
All right, section 1. Defining the pursuit. Who exactly is an entrepreneur?
So, to kick things off, you might be wondering, is every single business owner automatically an entrepreneur? Well, popular perception generally says yes, starting any business equals entrepreneurship. But economists, they actually disagree. Here's the difference. If someone opens, say, a standard fast food franchise, they are absolutely a business owner. But if the founder of our hypothetical clean energy startup invents a totally radical, unseen distribution model for solar panels, that is an entrepreneurial act. The term is highly elastic, but it is distinct.
It's kind of fascinating to see how this word evolved over time. Traces of the concept go all the way back centuries, originating from the French term entrepreneur, which simply means to undertake. Fast forward to the 18th century, and Richard Cantillon redefined it as taking risks to allocate resources. Then J.B. Say came along and added the crucial role of actually coordinating and organizing a firm. Later, the Industrial Revolution completely shifted the focus toward continual innovation. And today, today it's viewed through the lens of pursuing bold opportunities, even if you don't actually control the necessary resources yet.
Actually, Howard H. Stevenson from Harvard Business School hit the nail on the head with this definition. He said, entrepreneurship is the pursuit of opportunities beyond resources controlled. Did you catch what's missing there? There's absolutely no mention of merely running a business just to make a profit. True entrepreneurial action is all about an urgent focus on creating net new value. Think back to our early-stage clean energy founder. They might choose to pitch a radical new prototype without even having the funding to build a factory yet. They are chasing an opportunity way beyond the resources they currently hold in their hands.
Moving right along to Section 2, Traits of the Mindset. Why take the leap in the first place?
Okay, so what actually makes someone jump into this? At the absolute core of the entrepreneurial mindset, you'll find relentless problem-solving, incredible perseverance, and this deep, almost instinctual desire to sense opportunities. But here's the catch. Just having a vision isn't enough. Not at all. Founders absolutely must possess the art of persuasion to earn investor trust and actually secure those resources we just talked about. Investors demand intense self-awareness and self-confidence from founders. It's this incredibly complex blend of acting like you know exactly what you're doing while willingly stepping into the complete unknown.
Now we need to clarify something crucial here. There is a massive, fundamental difference between calculated risk and high uncertainty. Risk is something that can be modeled, it can be managed. But high uncertainty? Wow, that's our early-stage founder abandoning a perfectly safe, lucrative career to launch an entirely unproven product in a clean energy market that maybe doesn't even fully exist yet. True entrepreneurs use their incredibly sharp judgment to bear those wild uncertainties, making critical, make-or-break decisions when the outcome is literally anyone's guess.
Which brings us to Section 3, Psychological Theories, the Internal Drives.
So why do some people absolutely thrive in that space of high uncertainty, while others would panic? Well, Rotter's 1966 theory called locus of control offers a really compelling answer. It basically asks this: do you believe the events in your life are caused by external luck and outside support, or by your own internal efforts? Research shows that entrepreneurs possess a distinctively high internal locus of control. If their early-stage startup launch completely fails, they don't point fingers at a bad market. Nope. They believe their own strategy faltered, and more importantly, they believe they alone have the power to fix it.
Building on that, David McClelland's theory adds another really interesting layer. He argued that individuals are guided by 3 core needs: affiliation, power, and achievement. Now, while seeking connection and desiring control definitely play a part, it is that fundamental need for achievement that acts as the primary engine. It's the sheer, irrepressible desire to succeed and build something impactful. That is the greatest motivator pushing a founder through those notoriously grueling early stages.
All right, Section 4, Four models of entrepreneurship, how they actually operate out in the wild.
If we zoom out, the whole entrepreneurial ecosystem can be broken down into 4 distinct operational models, based primarily on how they handle innovation and risk. First, you have your ambitious innovators. These folks pursue radical solutions and have a huge tolerance for failure. This is your classic high-growth tech startup. Next are adaptive innovators. They tweak existing paths for incremental, steady improvements. Then you've got the solo self-employed. This is actually the largest demographic, people just working entirely on their own. And finally, managerial employers, who focus really heavily on scaling up and optimizing efficiency. Make no mistake, every single one of these models plays a totally vital role in a healthy economy.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 5, driving economic growth, the macro impact.
When you put all these models together, it creates a remarkably powerful multiplier effect. Let's break it down. Step 1, a new enterprise mobilizes idle resources, which immediately triggers Step 2, generating employment. But Step 3 is where the real magic happens, guys, balanced regional growth. By establishing operations, sometimes in developing areas, startups spur a literal chain reaction. Suddenly, you need new roads, upgraded electrical grids, and eventually, that leads to new schools and hospitals. And finally, Step 4, wealth is distributed back into society via wages and investor returns. It creates this incredible upward cycle of perpetual growth.
Because of all this, economists view these ambitious individuals as the true anchors of the entire innovation ecosystem. They physically stretch out economic growth cycles, but honestly, it transcends pure economics. It spills over into deep social welfare. For instance, programs focused on self-reliance, like Atman or Parbodhat, rely incredibly heavily on entrepreneurs to build self-sufficient communities from the ground up. Social entrepreneurship proves day in and day out that solving real human problems and driving sustainable economic growth are deeply, inextricably linked.
So, we've journeyed all the way from the internal psychological drivers of a founder to the massive global economic impacts they create. Now, I want to turn it over to you. Looking at what we've covered, which entrepreneurial model fits you best, and what untapped opportunity out there is just waiting for your specific problem-solving mindset? Take a moment to reflect on your own locus of control, because trust me, the opportunities are out there in your environment right now, just waiting to be sensed. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep organizing, and I'll catch you next time.